Hello class, this is Miss Padel, the student teacher, and today I'm going to be doing the third lesson for main ideas and details. So this time, the story that we are reading has a title here and an author, which is here. So the title of our article or story is The Movie Capital of the World. Right now, we're not sure really what that means, but after we read the story, we should get a better idea of what that means. And then our author right here, it says by Sam Jones. So that means we know that the author who wrote the story, his name is Sam Jones. We also know that the title, The Movie Capital of the World, will help us write our main idea because titles help us understand the overview of the story or the article better. So let's begin reading and follow along as I read with you, okay? The first American movie companies were started thousands of miles away in New York and New Jersey. Do we know what the main idea is yet? Not really, right? Let's keep reading. But there was a problem. Those companies controlled the rights to use film equipment such as cameras. So other filmmakers began looking for a place where they could avoid this control. So this first paragraph right now is telling us that New York and New Jersey were originally the places that movies were made. And it says that it wasn't a great place to film them. So that's our first paragraph. Is that really telling us about the movie capital of the world? Not really. So we have to keep reading to find out what the main idea is. So keep following along as I read the second paragraph, starting right here. Southern California was about as far away as they could get. It was a good location in other ways, too. Movie cameras in those days did not work well indoors. They needed lots of strong sunlight. Southern California certainly had plenty of sun. So now, the second paragraph is telling us about Southern California, and that Southern California is a great place to film movies. Now we know that Southern California is the movie capital of the world. Therefore, we know that the main idea of this article is about Southern California. Do you see how we connected the title with the main idea? Let's finish the third paragraph off together, okay? Keep following along. The movie business started in California in 1908. In 1913, Cecil B. DeMille made the first full-length movie in Hollywood. It was a success. Others followed DeMille's example. Soon, the movie business was an important part of California's economy. By 1923, more than 20,000 film actors and actresses were working in California. By the 1930s, movies were one of California's biggest industries. The movie industry continues to be an important industry today. So, again, that third paragraph is talking about California. And it helps, all those details are helping support our main idea of California. So, now that we know our main idea is California, or if you want to be more specific, Southern California, we have to go back through our article and find the details that are going to support our main idea of Southern California, okay? So, remember to highlight, it's up here, our highlighting tool. And we're going to select yellow, okay? So, let's read back through the story, and then we're going to highlight our main idea, our details that support our main idea. So the first sentence says, the first American movie companies were started thousands of miles away in New York and New Jersey. So a detail that supports our main idea of Southern California would be that the first American movie companies were in New York and New Jersey, right? Very short, to the point. That's just a detail. But that was a problem. There was a problem. So we're going to highlight that because that's going to help us explain why New York and New Jersey are not the main states that we film movies in. We're going to keep reading. Those companies controlled the rights to use film equipment such as cameras. So other filmmakers began looking for a place where they could avoid this control. So this first paragraph right here, let's say, we're going to give it a topic. We're going to hit enter. And above it, we're going to put a topic that summarizes that first paragraph. So let's go with background information, because they're talking about where movies were originally made and why they're not made there anymore. So I'm going to title it background information. I'm going to highlight it and make it bold so that it stands out. Okay, so this background information, this first paragraph, is really helping support the main idea of Southern California. Let's go to the second paragraph now. Make sure you're still highlighting. I'm going to go back to my highlighter. So it starts with, Southern California was about as far as they could get. So we could highlight a detail that it was far away. The second sentence says, it was a good location in other ways too. So a good detail right here is it's a good location, right? Southern California is a very good location. The next sentence says, movie cameras in those days did not work well indoors. They needed lots of strong sunlight. Southern California certainly had plenty of sun. So these last few sentences are saying that California had plenty of sun. So I'm going to highlight strong sunlight and had plenty of sun, because California had strong sunlight and had plenty of sun. Great details that support the main idea, again, of Southern California. Now we're on to our last paragraph of the article. Actually, sorry, back it up. We need to do a topic sentence for this second paragraph. So pause and think for a second. What could we possibly put as a topic for the second paragraph? What is this second paragraph really telling us? I think that it's telling us about the location. So I'm going to type location. I'm going to make it bold again so it stands out. So here again, the second body paragraph is summarizing the location of Southern California. It's describing that it's far away, it has strong sunlight, and it has a lot of sun. So I'm going to say that second paragraph is describing location. So now we're going to go and highlight again. In this third paragraph, this last paragraph, we're going to find the details. So the first sentence says, the movie business started in California in 1908. So I'm going to highlight started in California in 1908. That is a great detail that we need to know and remember. In 1913, Cecil B. DeMille made the first full-length movie in Hollywood. I'm going to highlight in 1913, Cecil B. DeMille made the first full-length movie in Hollywood. That whole sentence is a very important detail. It was a success. Others followed DeMille's example. Soon the movie business was an important part of California's economy. So I would say, follow DeMille's example is a really important detail. What do you think the next important detail is? Has to do something with economy, right? So let's highlight is an important part of California's economy. That's a great detail that supports Southern California. By 1923, more than 20,000 film actors and actresses were working in California. So this year is very important. So I'm going to highlight by 1923, and then I'm going to highlight this number. 20,000 film actors and actresses were working. That's a very important detail that supports the movie capital, Southern California. This last sentence, by the 1930s, movies were one of California's biggest industries. So I'm going to highlight 1930s, movies were one of California's biggest industries. And the last sentence, the movie industry continues to be an important industry today. So I'm going to highlight important industry today because that's a big, important detail. Lastly, we just need a topic, sentence, or word to describe this last paragraph. So let's pause for a second. What is the best word that would describe this last paragraph that I just read? It's giving us information about who created the first movie, how movies were important to the economy, how it's still important to the industry today. So I think these are pretty basic facts. So I'm going to say the topic is basic facts. Again, I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to make it bold. So now we have a bunch of details that are all going to support our main idea, which is Southern California, the movie capital of the world. Okay, now let's switch over to my writing journal. Like before, when you guys made a page in your writing journal for giraffes and beavers, we're going to do the same for the movie capital. So we're going to scroll down to slides 9 and 10. And again, remember, you don't want to click on 9. You don't want to click on 10. You want to click in between so you see that line right there, okay? And then we're going to go up to here where there's a plus sign. Don't click on the plus sign. Click on the drop down arrow, okay? And then it's going to be the title only. Click on that. As you can see, it has a green background. We want to click on the slide, go to background, color, change it to solid and transparent. Then you're going to just click done. Next, you're going to click in this box, just one click in the box, and then go down to the outside, the blue, and when you get these 4 arrows, go ahead and click the box again and hit backspace or delete. Okay, now we're going to insert text box, and here is your cross, I forgot what she calls it, a cross arrow, and you're going to take it and you're going to take 2 fingers, remember, and you're going to drag the text box all across the slide so it fits just perfectly. Okay? And you know Miss Silva loves Comic Sans. You might need to make this a little bit bigger. Let's go to 25. Yeah. Okay. We're actually going to make 2 columns. So we're going to make 1 column for the left. And we're going to type main idea. And what's our main idea? We said that it was Southern California. There we go. Okay, and just like the other ones you'd made for giraffes and beavers, we're going to insert text box, and we're going to put another column right here for the details. So we're going to switch it again to Comic Sans. Increase your text size. I'm going to do 25 again. And like before, you're going to type details. Oh, it's not typing. You know why it's not typing? Because I didn't click inside my box. Make sure you click one time inside your box, and then you can type details. Remember then, you're going to hit enter 2 times. And now we're going to go down. Do you see these numbers? We're going to click the drop down arrow, and we're going to go to the one that has a half moon so that we have number 1. So now we're going to need to go back to our article so we can see the details of our story. So we said our first detail was the first American movie companies were in New York and New Jersey, but that was a problem. So we're going to summarize that detail up. First American, make sure you capitalize American because it's a place. Movie companies were in New York and New Jersey. We're going to do comma, but that was a problem. That's our first detail. Now we're going to click enter. Now we're going to move to our next highlighted detail. We'll scroll down on our story. Our next detail is that Southern California is far away. So we're going to say far away. Nice and short detail. Now we're going to hit enter again. Go back to our story. Our next highlighted detail is Southern California is a good location. Just going to type in good location. Okay, we're going to click enter again. Go back to our story. Our next highlighted detail is strong sunlight. California has strong sunlight. So again, a nice short detail, strong sunlight. Go ahead and hit enter again. If I'm going too fast, feel free to pause this video at any time so you can catch up with me, okay? Let's go back to our story. Our next detail is that California has plenty of sun. So we're just going to click back and say plenty of sun. Click enter again. Go back to our story. Our next highlighted detail is business started in California in 1908. So we're going to say, it's important to include movie in there, right? Because we need to know what type of business it is. So we're going to say movie business started in 1908, period. Click enter again. Oops, sorry. If you accidentally ever delete the number, just hit backspace and hit enter again, and it'll come back up. Our next detail that we highlighted is 1913, Cecil B. DeMille made the first full-length movie in Hollywood. So we're going to type just that, 1913, Cecil B. DeMille made the first full-length movie in Hollywood. Hollywood's in California. Just to clarify. Okay, we're going to hit enter again. We're almost done. Keep up the great work. Number 8. The next highlighted detail for number 8 is that others followed DeMille's example. I'm just going to type in others followed DeMille's example. Enter again. Now our next one is that the movie business was an important part of California's economy. So I'm going to go back and type movie business is important to economy. Okay, number 10. Next detail is 1923. 20,000 film actors and actresses were working. So I'm going to go back, click in the box again. I'm going to type in 1923. More than 20,000 people. I'm just going to keep it short. What was it? We're working. Period. Okay, you see how it's going off the page now? It's because my font is too big. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of this. And I'm going to decrease the size so it fits better. I'm going to go to 20. Okay, now go ahead and click in your text box again next to the period on number 10 and go ahead and click enter again so that we have number 11. Our next detail we highlighted is 1930s movies were one of California's biggest industries. So we're going to say 1930s movies were the biggest industries. Biggest industries. See, you're simply just copying over what was in the article. Our last detail is that it's an important industry today. So movies are an important industry today, period. So we have 12 details. And each detail is a part of different topics, right? So like in the last video, we were highlighting each topic. So what we're going to do now is do the same thing. So in our story, for the background information, we just had this first detail. So we're going to highlight it. And we're going to go to, let me make this bigger. We're going to go to this pen, click on that, and we're going to make this one yellow. Okay, our next topic was location. So we had 1 detail, 2 details, 3 details, and 4 details for that. So we know the next 4 details right here are going to be about location. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make our location details. Let's make it cornflower blue. Okay. Now we know our last topic is basic facts, and we know that the rest of those details are going to be under basic facts. So we can just scroll over the last details. Remember to use 2 fingers when dragging your mouse over the details. And you're going to click on the pen. And let's do, what is this color? This pink color right here. So now we have all of our details organized. The yellow is our details for background information. Our blue details are for the location topic paragraph. And our pink details are for our basic facts paragraph. And remember, our main idea is Southern California. All of these details help support this one main idea. Okay? Now, we know that also, go back in this box and double click right next to California. You're going to hit enter again, and we're going to type author. We know that our author is, go ahead and enter again, Sam Jones. Hit enter again, and we're going to type in title. Enter. Our title is the movie capital of the world. Okay? So now we have all of our information in here. These are just little side notes for us so that we remember. Okay? So we're going to scroll back up to the slide number 7. So now we know how to write an introduction paragraph. We know what goes into the introduction paragraph. We have our hook, which is always going to be the first sentence of the story. It pulls in the reader, it makes me interested and it makes me want to read more. So that's our hook, the first sentence. So we learned about that. Our title, we learned about how to find that today when we're reading a story. The author, we learned about where to find that when we're reading a story. And we've also learned about main idea and details. Now this is our 3rd time. So now that we know what all these 5 things are, we're going to be ready to write an introduction paragraph very soon. So get prepared for that, okay? Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day.